Hey guys! So I haven't made a video in a while and I feel bad because I've got all these subscribers that I still really care about, and it's not that I haven't been up to anything, I've just been up to too much and I haven't been able to share anything yet, but I've been loving these story time videos that I keep seeing all over YouTube, and I thought, wow, that's great. So I spent all of yesterday telling you guys about this crazy story of how I got in so much trouble when I was a teenager. Then as I was editing it, I thought it through and I go, yeah, I don't really think I want this story on the internet. I've got young students who look up to me. I don't think I should have this out there. There's so many of these storytime videos that are like, that time I got arrested, that time I got into a physical fight with my friend, that time I slapped a teacher. Like, there's all these terrible stories of people doing stuff that's compromising to their character, or just stuff to try to make them seem like a badass. Nobody's really telling happy stories, and I've got so many happy stories to tell, and I just feel like that would be... You guys know about my yoga, you know about my music, you know about all that. What a lot of people don't know about me is that's probably like my favorite... I just spit, I'm sorry. Hiking. Hiking and urban exploring. If you don't know what urban exploring is, that's finding abandoned houses, office buildings. One time I found a jail, cars, trains, just buildings and things that have been abandoned for some time. So I thought about telling you this story about this one time back when I was modeling. I did a photo shoot in an abandoned, supposedly haunted barn. It was actually just a couple of blocks away from where I was living when I lived in Randolph, New Jersey. And there's a lot of rumors, some pretty bad rumors about this barn, but it burned, not down, but it burned in the 80s, and a lot of people, including me, have gone inside, and there's all these belongings still there. There are cars that obviously cannot be used anymore. They're just so old and so broken in and just completely rusted. There's dressers filled with clothes. They still have clothes inside. There are these horse stables that still have hay in them. It's just all the tennis rackets, ice skates, just like everything that people had in a house, just still there after all these years. The legend has it that the house was burnt in the 80s and the family inside unfortunately died, and the husband and father of the people who tragically died in the fire owns this actually nice little barn next to the old barn. So I don't know if that's true or not. That's the urban legend, but I have snuck inside a few times, like many people. Like, it's there. Like, this is something you need to know. There were no trespassing signs. There were no private property signs. There was no fence. Nothing. It's old, it's abandoned, so I think me, like a lot of people, assumed it's okay to go inside. It's dangerous, you might get in trouble, but it's legally it's okay. So back when I first started modeling, I was doing this thing that a lot of models do when they're first starting out called trade for portfolio. That means you shoot with a photographer or multiple photographers for free until you have established a decent portfolio, and then you can start getting paid work. So one of the first photographers I ever worked with was named Mark. I'm not gonna use his full name, but he's great. Like, we did so many cool pictures together. I'm gonna share some of them. I obviously look very different now because this was a number of years ago, but he does incredible work. Always like keeps my idea in mind, and we play off each other's ideas. So this was our third or fourth shoot together. We'd shot together many times. And I continued to work with him for free because he's started with me. So even though I was getting paid work at this time, we just decided to do a shoot for fun. And he asked if I knew of any cool locations that would be really photogenic. And I'm like, oh my God, I know this barn right by my house that I've gone in so many times. I think it'll be really cool. So we went inside and we started taking some pictures, and man, they were so cool. Like, I went into the horse stable, I went on this old abandoned motorcycle, like, and they were just so cool. And a few minutes into shooting, maybe about half an hour into shooting, we hear, "Hey, get out of there!" And so we flipped out because like this place is supposedly haunted. Like you already think you're hearing things, and then you suddenly hear a real voice, like someone is yelling at us to get out. So, and it was hard to get out of there because it's all overgrown with vines, and it's hard to get in there in the first place, then to get out in a hurry, that's another thing. So this man was yelling at us the whole time we were trying to get out. As terrifying as it was, I felt so bad. I had gone in this barn so many times since I was a kid. I don't even know how many times I've gone inside. I never even considered the possibility of getting caught and getting in trouble. So he was yelling at us, and then he said right off the bat, like, I called the police are on their way. I immediately sensed his bluff. He did not call the police. He was lying about that. He just wanted to scare us. The police never came. But he held us there for a long time, just criticizing us. He started calling me horrible things. Like, first he started off with this. Little girl, do your parents know where you are? Like, I think I was about 19 or 20 when this shoot happened. I'm like, sir, I'm a professional model. My parents are well aware of where I am. And then he goes on to say, like, oh, well, if only they knew you were with some strange man taking pictures. Like what kind of girl are you? And then, okay, so it's one thing to insult me. That's fine. I'm a model. Models get insulted all the time. I've heard much worse. That's okay. You can insult me all you want. But you cannot insult this photographer. I've worked with my share of creepy photographers, and this guy is harmless. He's one of the sweetest people I've ever met. So do not talk crap about Mark, okay? So then I started getting mad, and then this crazy man, I don't think he ever even told us his name. He insisted that we show him the pictures we took and that we delete them. Mark, being the very clever photographer that he is, deleted the pictures on the camera, but they were still saved in, I guess, the memory card. I don't even know how it worked, but he still had them, and I could just see that gleam in his eye. Like, he's like, all right, boom, they're gone. But they weren't gone. I got to see the pictures afterwards. After about half an hour, 45 minutes of talking to this livid guy, we realized the police were not coming because the police station is about 2 minutes away and the police were still not there. We knew he did not call the police. So we're like, okay, well, it was nice talking to you. We're gonna be on our way. And we just started like slowly walking back towards the car. And of course he started to follow us. He's like, hey, I'm not done talking to you. The police are coming. They're gonna want to know where you are. I've got your license plate number, blah, blah, blah. We're like, yeah, that's really nice, but you know, we've got things to do, so we're gonna get going. So cool. And as we were leaving, he freaking keyed Mark's car. He keyed it. We never ended up going to court. I think Mark also feels bad that we were in there. But Mark actually ended up calling the police after that, not because of his car, but to make sure that we were in the clear, that nothing bad was going to come out of this. I mean, something bad did come out of it, but not that it was going to get any worse. And what we found out was that a lot of people have been going inside this barn, as I knew, but he can't enforce people to not go inside because, one, it's like not his legal address. Nobody's legally living there, so it's just state property. On top of that, there's no private property sign, and there's no trespassing sign. He can't enforce people not going inside, basically is what I'm trying to say. And then on top of that, because it is so dangerous and it's so old and there are so many things falling apart, it's technically a safety issue, and he has been ordered to tear it down, and he just refuses, probably because he holds so many sentimental memories, which is very sad. But because it's so dangerous, you know, he would actually end up being in more trouble than we were if this were to go to court. So we were in the clear and we were good. And I actually have some of the pictures that we took from that day. After that whole ordeal, we actually went off to some other location. We went to a farm, I think, and took some more pictures. It was a really great day for shooting, but a really, really bizarre day. The barn was eventually torn down, I think about a year later. So it is no more, but I have some great memories of that barn. I've got so many stories I could tell you guys. Like, there was this time, recently I saw a person taking their pet pig for a walk. The time me and my boyfriend ran into a bear. the time I got a severe migraine in the middle of the woods, the time we rescued a dog, the time I found an abandoned jail. That's pretty crazy. Like, I've got so many cool urban exploring and hiking stories that I could tell you guys. So if you thought this was interesting, and if you want more talking videos, I'm happy to talk about anything. I would love to talk about like my diet, what I eat in a day, because I'm a vegan, so people ask about that all the time. Anything. I really just want you guys to know that I still care about my subscribers, and I'm sorry I haven't been making many videos lately, but I think this would be just a great way to stay active and stay connected with you guys. So let me know what you want me to talk about. And yeah, I'm excited about what's going to come out of this. So thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to sharing more of my adventures with you. So, bye.